Shri Mataji Jai Jai Bolo Ganesh Ki Jai Jai Bolo Shri Mataji Jai Jai Bolo Ashtavinayaki Shri Mataji Nirmaladevi Nitya Dina Saba Sahaji Ko Nirmal Bhakti Dina Saba Ko Shri Ganesha Ji Ki Punya Bhumi Par Ekati Shakti Saba Ko Jai Jai Bolo Nirmal Ganesh Ki Jai Jai Bolo Shiva Ki Jai Jai Bolo Ashtavinayaki Shri Mataji Nirmaladevi Maki charanam mein amarina ho Maki charanam ki amanu Maki prema bhakti jagaakar Sabha sahaji juma ho Jai Jai Bolo Nirmal Ganesh Ki Jai Jai Bolo Shiva Ki Jai Jai Bolo Ashtavinayaki Shri Mataji Nirmaladevi Maki anya sane anko Aisa Shakti Dena Hamato Rudra Ji Ki Punya Param Shakti Se Ajna Karashana Jai Jai Bolo Nirmal Ganesh Ki Jai Jai Bolo Shiva Ki Jai Jai Bolo Ashtavinayaki Shri Mataji Nirmaladevi Jai Jai Bolo Nirmal Ganesh Ki Jai Jai Bolo Shiva Ki Jai Jai
We'll take a few moments to settle the attention. Try and slow down the thoughts and slow down the breathing. We'll bring our right hand to the Mother Earth, and we'll take a munch of the Shri Ganesha.
Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirnala
Please cool down this right side. Please take away any excessive thinking, any excessive heat. Please allow me to go into meditation. We'll raise our Kundalini to Sahasrara a few times. Just keep our attention above the head. We can put our hand on our sahasrara and we'll apply a little bit of pressure. We can say the mantra to Shri Sahaja Yoga.
Shri Mataji, Shri Namo Namaha.
We'll just meditate silently for a few moments. listen to a speech of Mother.
I am really over delighted that in France we have so many visitors as well as French Sahaja Yogis for this puja. That shows the collectivity which attracts all of you from all over the places, and that you try to enjoy that collectivity. But the basis of collectivity, the foundation of collectivity is very deep. And the deep understanding can only tell you that the basis of collectivity is detached love. Love is the only way. It's not possible to have collectivity unless and until you have detached love. French have been good at so many types of love that they have been talking about. And they have written books after books, novels after novels, and have created lots of romantic and unromantic and all kinds of atmospheres to talk of love. But the pure love, as we understand in Sahaja Yoga, is to be now expressed by Sahaja Yogis among themselves. After all, we are all human beings made by one God. And that we are all Sahaja Yogis created by one mother. So there should be no misunderstanding between us of any kind. But we must know what sometimes makes us little different. If we can understand the problems that we face, then it would be much easier for us to see why our love becomes so attached and not so detached. Starts becoming smaller and smaller, then a person just starts loving oneself only. One of the main reasons that we have this problem is because of our conditionings. We are conditioned the way that we don't know how to love. When I see the advertisements in the West, I don't know from where the West starts and where it ends and from where the East ends. But they talk of West and East, but I don't know which is the demarcating line. Can anybody tell me that? Where do we start, East and West? Because it's one round world, you see. But somehow or other there is some line, unknown line, underlying line, which creates sometimes this East and West, two types of conditionings. So when I see some advertisements, they show about, recently I saw about James Bond, that he is free to kill and the best film for revenge. This is the advertisement. If revenge is the best way of fulfillment, then how can we love someone? So this kind of conditioning comes to us from outside. That we should not forgive anyone. We should take the revenge. And if you do not take the revenge, then you are not worthy your name. So if you cannot take the revenge, like a duel that they used to have in France quite a lot between the two persons. They would take two guns and kill each other. I mean, what a stupid idea it was. Just think of it in modern times. But it was so. So if the revenge is not taken, then it was thought to be something very sly, very low level. So a person must take revenge. History shows also the same things, that one had to take a revenge of another person who has harmed you in any way, troubled you. I think is the quality of a snake, they say. That if you step onto any snake, it follows you all his life to take the revenge. The only thing that it does all its life is to run after that person who has, by mistake, put the foot on its body. In the same way, a human endeavor I have seen in so many novels is suggested how a man gets after a person who has some way or other harmed. If we go on like this, there's no end to it. Firstly, it is absolutely absurd. For that, I will give you an example of Buddha. Very much I have been impressed by the way he said once, somebody who insulted him and abused him and said all kinds of horrible words. Then Buddha went to another village. Now this fellow felt the remorse and he went back. And said, "Sir, I'm sorry, I've said these things to you. I'm really very sorry." He said, "What?" "Well," he said, "yesterday." He said, "Yesterday is finished now. You are now with me today. So why are you talking about yesterday? It's finished." So with this kind of idea that somebody has harmed us, somebody is horrid to us, we linger on in the past. Now I am told they are celebrating the French Revolution that took place. If you ask me, there was no need to have a revolution of that kind to kill Marie Antoinette. It was not necessary. If they had killed or not killed, it would have been all right. But they had to kill her. Why? Because according to them, she spent a lot of money in Versailles and created some beautiful furniture. Today only they are showing that furniture only. What else there to show in this France? As soon as you come, they say, "Have you seen her palace?" I said, "Really?" First time when I came to France, this was the first question. You must go and see. It's impossible. You cannot get such beautiful things anywhere created. It's an impossible situation. I said, "Impossible?" "Yes, because you cannot make such nice things." She made such nice, beautiful things. She was not going to carry it with her. Now when you murdered her, then you ask me to go and see those beautiful things. We have to learn from history that it was stupid to kill her. What was the need to kill her? When you have taken over the government, all right, stop at that point. and then you start governing. With that revolution, you think world has improved for us? Anywhere in the world, do you think things have improved? Also, the revolution should have been to change the government, all right. But to go to that limit was not necessary. So the second conditioning that comes to us, that we cross all limits of humanity when we take revenge. They would not have been satisfied that she was still living. Oh God, we have to kill her. Of course, I don't say that somebody who has done any harm to the country, to the nation, should be allowed to go on like that. But how far you go with that is to be seen. So the wisdom of Sahaja Yoga is in understanding the limitations up to which you can go to express your anger, to express your revenge, so-called, on anyone whatsoever. But the best thing would be to leave it to the divine power, because everything is done by divine power. We all exist inside the divine power. We cannot think of anything else of that kind. I cannot give you an analogy how divine power works. For example, if there were no rays of the sun coming out of the sun, staying inside the sun, and all things working out, then we would have said it's something like divine power. Nothing is outside that. Everything is inside. And this divine power is the power of compassion and love, which does everything. But when we take up the responsibility, and when we decide we have to do something, and that we are something, and try to go against that divine power, we become stupid people, as we have seen. So to leave it in the hands of divine power, and to be just an instrument of that divine power, is the way Sahaja Yogi has to be. Because the compassion, the love of divine power is so great that it is wisdom, complete wisdom. A person who has no compassion cannot be wise. He could be worldly wise, but he could not be really wise. So, those who believe that they have to be very accurate must know that your accuracy will be challenged by the divine power. There has to be a lot of relaxed and a mobile temperament a person should have. For example, now I have come, suddenly, perhaps you are not told, people were not ready, absolutely in the formal manner, lined up together like a military. It's all right. Makes no difference. Makes no difference. I am in no way disturbed, no way unhappy. I was very happy to see you all. Because, after all, you all love me and I love you. It's a family. And there's nothing like being very formal about things. No formality between you I am God Almighty. There cannot be. But there has to be understanding as to what we are doing. I find suddenly human beings either become extremely relaxed, extremely lazy, extremely confused. You ask them their name, they'll say 10 times, I. I said, what's your name? They say, I. I just asked your name. What, you asked me my name? Yes, your name. Ah, I see. So least bothered as to even remember your own name or to say, like a drug acting on that person. That's going too far. Another style is where too much of formalities. That supposing now mother is coming and we have to give her something and something is missing. All right, doesn't matter. After all, this is Paris. Lots of things were missing once upon a time. If there's something missing, doesn't matter. It's not so important. You should not be in tension. If you are in tension, you cannot absorb my vibrations. Or if you are lethargic, also you cannot absorb my vibrations. So you have to be in the center. Center in a receptive mood like a child is that you have to absorb the vibrations with that feeling of expectation and joy. We have to receive Mother, but not with tension that this is not done, that is not done. I see each and everything so beautifully done. So beautiful are these flowers, everything done so well. And so many ideas. I can see them so clearly. It's all expressive of not your tension, but your love. So are we expressing our love or our tension? What is that we are doing? Are we trying to be tense because we are over alert, or we are trying to neglect everything because we want to escape? Between the two lies Sahaja Yoga. You are very anxious, very much waiting. You want to do something with your heart. And then when there is fulfillment, you can enjoy. But you are tense, I come in, and what I find, you all have headaches. So first I have to tell you, remove your headaches first. Then I'll talk to you. So it has to be a very relaxed rapport between us. But relaxed never means lethargy. It doesn't mean if you are lethargic, you will be sleeping off and nothing will go onto your ears. So, what we see that our conditioning, one conditioning we have, that either we want people to be over alert or we want that they should not be at all alert. So, the underlying problem of all these things is this, that we want extremes. In our conditionings, we go to extremes. We go to extremes of this or extremes of that. If you are absolutely lethargic, lenient, disabled, we can say, absolutely confused. You are not in the center. And on the contrary, if you are very strict, like a Rock of Gibraltar, and absolutely like a big Hitler-like behavior. It should be in time. Everybody must have proper steps, must walk properly. That's not being Sahaja. That's not being Sahaja. Now look at these flowers. See one by one how beautiful they are. Everyone is different. Even one leaf of one flower will not match with another. One petal won't match with another. All different, but so relaxed, creating beauty, giving us so much of joy. All different, placed in different manner, moving in different manner. Everyone has a different angle. But there is unison, there is oneness in them, that they all want to give us joy. But with tension you cannot give joy. I mean, if there's somebody tense, I think I better run away from that person. God knows, if he's tense, if the tension increases, he might beat you, or might throw you out, or might himself be hurt. So the tension part of it is very common in the West. And that conditioning has come because of certain lifestyles that we have had. Now there's not going to be a war of Waterloo anymore. So we can say that Waterloo war was won because they reached in time. That's not the thing. The war was won because it was to be won by the divine power. Even if they had reached late, they would have won it. Whatever happens is by the divine power. So there is no need to be tense. Then you will say, all right, then let us sit down and have a nice time. Everything will be done by the divine power. No. Divine power is going to work through your institutions, through your medium. So you have to be alert. I hope you understand what I am trying to say. That a person who is relaxed need not be a person who is lethargic, but alert. Alert you can be as well as you can be relaxed, because you are Sahaja Yogis. You are not like other people. Other people, you take the name of the airport, and I don't know what goes wrong in their brain, suddenly they go off, they're off their heads. They go mad. Like today, we were going to the airport. Thank God everything, nobody was on the road. They must be having these hangovers, I said, last nights. And today, the streets were all right. I said, let's go easily. After all, there's no problem. At home, everybody was thinking I'll be late. I said, I'm not going to be late. We reached there was a big queue. And nobody could get into the plane because there was such a big queue. Nobody could even book the seat. So, what was the need to be tense? And supposing you are tense, take a position. And then you do not get the plane. So what? At the most only there's one mishappening which is going to take place, is our death. That is inevitable. Because we are born, so this body has to die. That's all. The rest of it is just a joke. So even if you are tense or not tense, makes no difference. I think sometimes people stand at the same point and start running, thinking they are going to the airport. No movement, tense. So first of all, we have to know that if we can reduce our tensions, heart will open. Heart has to open. After all, we are now in the ocean of joy and bliss. Why should we have any tension? But when we are in the ocean of joy and bliss, we are not drowning, we are swimming. So we have to swim. And this part, I think, is not understood by many people. Now we have conditionings of countries, of different styles. Every country has different styles of conditionings. Let's think of France has got conditionings that you should never look happy. You can make out a Frenchman, a French lady sitting in front of me. She was looking so miserable. I was about to ask, who has died in your family? She was well dressed. She had made all makeup, hairstyle, everything fine. She must have been. But her face was so miserable that I didn't understand how these two things combine. She's taken good care to appear very nice with her paints and all that. And here she's looking so miserable. She's put up a show that she was very miserable. Now, the conditioning is so stupid, that according to them, whatever is ugly has become beautiful. The ugliest of ugly women they'll choose and give her the first prize as the beautiest. I don't know for which angle they saw this lady, that they called her beauty. You'll find the lady is caught up, she is bhutish, giving horrible vibrations, and they say she's beauty. So, because of these tensed, oblique visions that we have, either this way or this way, we never see the reality, and what we accept is absolutely whatever is unreal and worry about it. It's like a bubble. We are worried about a bubble, as if it's an atomic bomb or a hydrogen bomb. So unimportant things we worry too much. As a result of that, when we worry, anybody who comes near us, we jump on that person. What are you worried about? What's the problem? I tell you, the only worry I have, if I have any, is this, that my children should love each other. So I talk of friendship. It's to have a friend. If we have worries, we always tell to our friends, but not to persons of acquaintance. If we have problems, we'll never tell it to somebody whom we just know, by the way, but to our friends. And so friendship, even if you are a leader, you are a friend of the people. Friendship is such that you could share your secrets. You could share your problems. You do that with me. And why not with each other? It's a question of understanding that Sahaja Yogis are all really friends to each other. I think relationship of friendship is even higher than any other relationship we could think of. Because there's nothing to be gained out of a friendship. It never ceases, and you just enjoy the friendship, that's all. Then you can pull each other's legs sometimes. You could be a little joking with another person, making fun of another person. It's all right. It's friendship. But this is the purest form of understanding our relationships with each other. And a friend is the one who is always, for no rhyme and reason, concerned about his friend. Before Sahaja Yoga, you could have only one friend, or at the most two. Three meant a crowd. Cannot have three persons as your friends. But in Sahaja Yoga, we are all friends, pure friendship. Friendship of a very beautiful nature. That you enjoy the joy of another person. In vibrations you do. If you feel the vibrations of another Sahaja Yogi, you really enjoy. I have seen this kind of friendship when we were young, because that time people were more open-hearted. As my father had his friends, he was a very orthodox Brahmin, a friend of his, and he was the chairman of an organization all over the country, and the school one of the schools where I was studying, that organization was running, so he was a big boss in that school. So my father had to go for a case far away, and he took all his family and he sent me to the hostel. He wrote to his friend that I'm going away and my daughter has to appear for her final exams, but I'm sorry I had to go. I'm taking my family with me, but this is a nice chance. So the friend wrote, all right, doesn't matter, you can go away, I'm going to look after your daughter. He came down and he stayed in the hostel, took a room there in the hostel, we all were there. He was a Brahmin, he would not touch an egg. He was a Brahmin. But he knew that I eat eggs and I'm a non-veg. So, these were about summertime had started. But he would still put on his overcoat or a raincoat and walk out. I don't know from where he used to get eggs in the morning, bring it in his room, because it was a Brahmin school, and secretly cook the eggs for me. And then he would call me and give me the eggs to eat. I said, I don't need them. No, you have to have. Father has gone away, I have to look after it. So sweetly. And he was the head of heads there, breaking his own rules and regulations for me, that he was making non-veg food. And then he would take all the shells of the eggs in a paper, put it in the pocket, in a big overcoat, walk down and throw them somewhere. Then he would come with me to leave me for my exams. Evening again he was there waiting for me. He was such a big man, such a great man, very much respected. I mean, he was the head of the heads. And every day I was very much surprised at this friendship. And nothing, I didn't see them talking about anything, or, they had nothing common as such, but just friendship. My father was a literary person, as you know, and this one was a social worker. My father was busy with politics. And such friends have seen, my father would go to jail, so his friends would come and take us away to their houses, and their wives would look after us, give us bath. No difference. I never felt any difference between their children and me. Moreover, we felt that they were looking after us more than their own children. First they'll give us bath. In friendship, one can really enjoy. You need a very large heart to be a friend. Very large heart. If you look after your own child, support your own child, then you are a gone case for Sahaja Yoga. But if you have that kind of a largeness of friendship, there's a nice story my father used to tell us about friends. Because my brother had lots of friends, they used to go about, gallivanting, this, that. And then he used to always criticize that what, father, your friends come in, they just look after your lawn sometimes because somebody is fond of lawn, then another does that, and you don't people discuss, argue anything, just I don't know how you enjoy each other's company. He said, no, we talk, it's not that. No, we enjoy very much. So, my father told him, all right, I'll tell you a story. That there was a father who had a friend, and the son had a friend. The modern times. I mean, modern, these days it's also old times, I should say. So, the father said to the son that, you see, friendship is where you can always rely on your friend, and your friend can rely on me. He said, really? Yes, he said so. Oh, my friends I can rely. The boy said, I can rely on my friends. He said, really? Yes. So, father said, all right, let's test your friends and my friends. So they went down, they asked, the father went with the son and went to these friends of the son. And the son thought, he told the son that you have to say that I have murdered someone and help me. He said, all right. So, they went to one friend. That friend said, you murdered? Baba, you get out. He closed the door. Another one they went to, he closed the door. Third one he said, no, don't say that you have come to my house. I have nothing to do with you. All his 20 friends said no. He said, all right, now let me go to one friend of mine. They went there. So they knocked at the door, door would not open. Then he shouted, I am here. So the boy started saying, look at this, your friend is not even coming. He said, no, just wait and see. So about 10 minutes later, the friend came and opened the door, took him inside. What's the matter? He said, I have murdered somebody. The father said, and so we have come to you for help. I knew something must be there. Because why will you come at this hour? So I was collecting all the ornaments of my wife. I mean, if you need money, I better give you the ornaments. So that's why I was late. But he said, if you have murdered, it doesn't matter. Now you've got children, I don't have. So you better tell them I have murdered. Tell me how the murder took place. I'll take the murder upon myself. And the son was surprised. He said, no, take this. Then the father said, see now, this is my friend. You had 20 friends and I had only one friend. This is his friendship. And this kind of a friendship we Sahaja Yogi should have. I mean, with a friend you cannot be tense. Cannot be. That is first sign. And with your friend sitting there, you won't doze off and you won't sleep. But you enjoy. Once I was traveling by train and we had 2 compartments. So in one compartment, myself and one old lady were there. I mean, I was older than her, but she thought she was older. And she was in the trying to sleep. And in the other compartment were two friends. They had met. So they were enjoying. He was hitting him. He said, "Hey, you," and like that going on. And this lady said, "Look at these people, they are not allowing us to sleep." So she went and shouted at them, "Will you stop this nonsense? What is going on?" He said, "We have met after a long time, you see, so we are enjoying." He said, "This is not the way. Why are you eating each other if you are enjoying? And don't talk loudly." She went away. Then I went and said, "Now you shout. I am here. Don't say anything. I'll lock the door. This lady won't come." They were surprised. I said, "I'm enjoying the way you are enjoying each other." They said, "You don't want to sleep?" No, I said, "I want to hear what you say to each other." And they were surprised how I was enjoying the way they were hitting each other and enjoying each other. So this is how I have to tell you that we have to be friends. We have to share, enjoy sharing. There's no seriousness about it. How can you be serious with your friend when you just relaxed, enjoying each other's company? Even if you have to argue, doesn't matter. Even if you have a different view, it's all right. But you should not try to impose yourself on your friend, nor your friend should try to impose, but try to understand each other. That's how we are going to learn such a lot. You have to learn such a lot from each other. For example, I learned so much from French, you will be surprised. I learned a lot of things from French, the way they have their art, their ideas of art, their music, their culture. Lots of things to be learned. So you have friends in India, you have friends everywhere, you have friends now in South America. Everywhere you have friends. You just go with my badge, finished. Oh, they'll all jump for you, they'll do anything for you. So this friendship, just think of it in this world. We have thousands and thousands of friends everywhere we go. And this is what we have to know within ourselves, that we have to be ourselves very, very friendly type. Very friendly. There's an openness between one friend and another friend. There's no closeness, there's no tension, there's no formality and reliance. So much so that you can talk to them about what you want, what is your need, and what problems you have. I hope you understand that love means complete freedom to yourself and to others. If you love someone, then there is complete freedom and understanding. But this love has to be very, very pure, complete understanding. I mean, you have to feel that friendship. And you will feel very proud that you have so many friends, real friends. You have so many friends who are real friends. You will be so very feeling a thing as if you are a great personality, that you have so many friends in this world. You are not alone. Imagine before this, what we had, so many saints, so many great souls were born, and they were treated like singular people and tortured, killed, poisoned. They were alone. But you are not. You are all friends to each other. And the greatest friend you have is the divine power, which is looking after you and doing everything for you. If you have that kind of a relaxed, beautiful alertness within you, you are going to enjoy life. You are going to enjoy Sahaja Yoga, and you are going to get many, many more people in Sahaja. And if you don't have this among yourselves, then people are going to say, oh, Mother, whatever you may say, but Sahaja Yogis are no good. So, for today, in this country of France, where we have got liberation, where we have fought for liberation, let us take to real liberation, the real liberation of the soul, of our spirit, to enjoy everything that is available with understanding. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Now we can all take 21 names of Shri Krishna. We can say the short mantra. You are the sower of the seed of spirituality, the supreme power of the dark blue God, the eighth incarnation of Shri Vishnu, Shri Krishna.
Shri Krishna Shri Mataji, Shri Namo Namaha.
The one who sustains prosperity and well-being, Shri Dhara.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri
The one who plays the divine flute, Shri Venudhara.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Venudhara
The divine glory, Shri Shriman.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Krishna Namaha.
The one who is reached only through Shri Mataji, purity and auspiciousness, Shri Nirmala Gamya.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Gamya Namo Namaha.
The one who worshipped Shri Mataji, Shri Nirmala Pujaka.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Pujaka Namo Namaha.
Font of the devotees of Shri Mataji, Shri Nirmala Bhakta Priya.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Bhakta Priya Namo Namaha.
The one who worships the lotus feet of Shri Mataji in his heart, Shri Nirmala Hridaya.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Hridaya Namo Namaha.
The one without any support, as you are the support of the universe, Shri Niradhara.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Niradhara Namo Namaha.
The Father of the support of the universe, Lord Jesus Christ, Shri Vishwadhara Janaka.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishwadharajataka Namo Namaha.
Shri Vishnu. Shri
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Namo Namaha.
Worshipped as the Father by Shri Mahavishnu, Lord Jesus Christ, Shri Mahavishnu Pujita.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahavishnu Pujita Namo Namaha.
The one whose incarnation was proclaimed by Shri Vishnu Maya Ugoshita.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Krishna Namo Namaha.
The God of speech, Shri Vageshwara.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vageshwara Namo Namaha.
The brother of Shri Saraswati, Goddess of speech, Shri Vageshwara Bhrata.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vageshwara Namo Namaha.
The brother of Shri Vishnu Maya, Shri Vishnu Maya Bhrata.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Namo Namaha.
The brother of Draupadi, an incarnation of Shri Vishnu Maya, Shri Draupadi Bandhu.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Draupadi Bandhu Namo Namaha.
The friend of Arjuna, Shri Partha Sakha.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Partha Sakha Namo Namaha.
The true friend, Shri Sanmitra.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sanmitra Namo Namaha.
The one who permeates the whole universe, Shri Vishvayapta.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishvayapta Namo Namaha.
The protector of the whole universe, Shri Vishwa Rakshaka.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishwarakshaka Namo Namaha.
Sakshat
Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
We can have the children come forward to offer some flowers. We'll take the Ganesha mantra followed by the Ganesha Abhishek.
सर्वं कल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं प्रीतं वक्ष्मि सत्यं वक्ष्मि अवपमाम् अवपकारम् अवशोद्धारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवनुषाणम् अवशिष्यम् अववश्चान्ता अवपुरस्ता अहोराता अवदक्षिणाता अवचोदाता अवाधाता सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वां वाङ्मया स्वां चिन्मया त्वामानन्दमया स्वां ब्रह्ममयः त्वां सच्चिदानन्दा विद्योऽसि त्वां प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वां ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं ततो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं ततस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वां भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वां चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वां गुणत्रयातीतः त्वां देहत्रयातीतः त्वां कालत्रयातीतः त्वां मूलाधारसिद्धोऽसि नित्यं त्वां शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वां ब्रह्मा स्वं विष्णु स्वं रुद्र स्वं इन्द्र स्वं अग्नि स्वं वायु स्वं सूर्य स्वं चन्द्रमा स्वं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवस्वः गणानि पूर्वमुच्चाय वर्णादीन् तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः अर्णेन्दुलसितं तारयेणरुद्धम् एतत्तवामनुस्वरूपं गकारं पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारं शान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुद्ररूपम् नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःश्रीगायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रथं च वरदं हस्तेऽपि प्राणं मोक्षध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पितं देवं जगत्कारणम् अनुष्ठितम् आविर्भूतं च शिष्यारो प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां परः नमो राततये नमो गणपतये नमः गणपतये नमस्ते असूर्लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदामूर्तये नमो नमः।
welcome to come up with flowers while we sing Sahaja.
saying Keshava Madhava. Marathi 59. Krishna Goda, Hindi 32. श्री कृष्ण जिनका नाम है हिंदी 106.
Saj and Shivani for Aarti. We can all stand. Submit your brothers all come forward.
Thank you.
few minutes and absorb the vibrations. Mataji. We can all namaskar and raise our kundalini.